What's up, guys? Here with another review on the new battle damaged City Hunter Predator from Predator 2. This is by Neca Toys. So, why I wanted to bring this review to you, I have had only this channel for like a year, so I obviously didn't review this one before, and I've had it for a little bit of time since it originally came out. But I noticed when I went to Target that they're reissuing a lot of the old Predators. So, or not the old, some of the original Lost Tribe Predators. So, I thought I would kind of re-review these for you, kind of talk through some of the details and pieces just so you can make good decisions on if you decide you want to buy it or you don't want to buy it or you want to pass, etc. So yeah, let's get into this review. So to start off, really cool artwork. I love that, right? And you think about this out of the movie, right? So it's when Lieutenant Harrigan is kind of creeping around the corner on the top of the roof, and right, the Predator, the City Hunter, has been injured. So it's a pretty cool looking shot there. So yeah, looking really good. So if you open it up, obviously there's no Predator inside because it's here on the disc or on the spin table. Then you have an action figure shot there, which looks really, really good. Looks really nice. If you look at the side of the package, right, this is the 30th anniversary, which is great. And then we have back here. So you have some really cool action figure shots, right? Him hanging on the roof when he gets his arm cut off. You got some other action figure shots here with the different heads. And then here's the bio. So if you want to read the bio, you can pause your screen now. Perfect. Okay, cool. And just to let you know, I will be going through the Lost Tribe after I get the Elder Predator to go through the bios. So I'll read the bios to you. I'll have any connecting Predator lore that I think could enhance kind of the the experience. I think is pretty cool. But yeah, overall, really great. So stay tuned for that. So here are the other Predators in the list. So looking pretty great there. This one is the 5th one in the bunch. So Ultimate Battle Damage Predator and so forth, which is cool. So let's get into the figure here. So here we go. So I love this figure. So obviously it's not the first City Hunter. They did release this City Hunter here, right? So this is obviously not damaged and looking pretty good. So you can tell, and we can do some side-by-side comparisons too, which I'll bring this one kind of over here just so we can see here. So let me fix him real quick. So he's got kind of a bad foot. Well, I wouldn't say a bad foot. It just doesn't stay very good. So here we go. So let's look at the details. So this one came with the, not the mask, but masked head, but did come with the kind of breathing apparatus thing, which I think looks really cool. It looks really nice. You have, obviously, they went with the copper tones. So you have black base coat, copper dry brush over the top, and then a green wash over the top to make it look like it's copper that is rusted, because obviously copper turns green when it gets rusty. So it kind of adds to the age of it, which I think is really cool. It does come with a spot for the combo stick in the back. You can tell they did a lot of that green kind of wash over the top at the back, which looks crazy. Yeah, I don't know if I like it that much, but still looks pretty good. You do have blood kind of throughout, and what's really cool about this blood is it is glow in the dark. So if you want to put it to the test, shut the lights off and see for yourself. Looks really cool. It does come with some discs and some other accessories that look really nice. So we have extra hands. You have the arm there, which looks really good, and it just plugs in right in that little slot there, which is cool. So the original City Hunter, the Toys R Us exclusive, came with the opposite. So the peg was sticking out of the damaged hand, and the hole was on the inside, which actually this one looks better because then when it's not attached, you can kind of hide it in action figure photography rather than having this like weird peg nub kind of hanging out, which I think's pretty cool. This one did come with the biomask, the individual biomask, which looks good. They did a lot of the same details on it, right? The copper tones, etc. And then did come with one head. Unfortunately, I don't remember which head, and I have both. So in the picture, it looks like this one, the one that's semi-open. So I would assume this one, but I'm not sure because all my accessories were with the other one. So I'll tell you that in a second. But I'll go through both heads with you. If you feel free to drop it in the comments if you know which one, because I don't actually know right now. So it looks like they did yellow tone on the bottom as the base coat. You have brown brushed over the top of that. You have another kind of yellowish beige tone over the brown you can see there. And then they did a really cool design over the top with like brown and yellow kind of going throughout, and then some black touch-ups, which looks nice. So looks good there. You have an open mouth. Looks like they did do a little wash on the inside. Nothing too crazy, but looking decent. Not my favorite head sculpt that they've done so far, but it's decent enough. And then this one which I'm kind of thinking this is the one that came with it, the closed mouth. But that's not what shows in the pictures, which is kind of interesting to me. So, but like how I organize them all is I put all the accessories in a little tote with the head, and this one was the one that was with it. So, like I said, I'm not 100% sure, but you could tell they did a lot of the same tones. I think they did the exact same paint job, and it looks roughly the same. I think they did a little bit clearer job on the sides there. I think the jaw looks a little bit better with the brown wash they did over the top, and the dry brushing, and I think the eyes look a little bit better in this one too, not so messy. But overall, looking pretty good. So now if we look at the armor, we kind of did take a look at that, but we can kind of compare. So here is the original City Hunter. You can tell, I mean, I think they look great. So they did kind of a really cool, like lots of different cool tones here. So you have yellow, you have kind of the brown, you have black netting. You can tell they did a lot of the same things. It looks like they did a little darker tones in between, which look really good on that one. Looks like they're a little more subtle on the original City Hunter. And let's look at that back. Yeah, see, this back looks better. Look at that. So it's black with copper dry brush over the top, and then you see a little bit of green in it, but not that much. And that one's just like overflowing with like that green wash that looks rusty. So either way, I think it's cool. It doesn't bother me really either way. But yeah, I think it's consistent. I think they did a good job at keeping it pretty consistent. I think the design looks pretty good. Yeah, you could tell a lot less subtlety, a lot more subtlety on this one as far as the design goes. But overall, really great Predators. So how about we get into the articulation? Okay, head looks up that far. So it looks up pretty far, looks down pretty good. You do have a nice pivot, which is good. And then you have rotation, which is nice. Arm goes up almost 90 degrees. You do have bicep swivel. You do have wrist gauntlet articulation as well, so a little swivel there. And you do have wrist articulation, which is pretty nice. You do have a diaphragm joint, and this one can arch very far forward, which I like because then he looks like he's really like injured, which he is supposed to be, which is nice. And then goes back. Let's see, goes back about that far, so not too far. Just go back a little bit, which is nice. Let's see, then you do have legs go up almost 90 degrees. You do have double jointed knees, which are nice. And you have a ball joint there for ankle. Pivot articulation. You can get him in the splits. Decent. And then you can do a little rotation, which this one's stuck, so it does not rotate. Neither one of them rotate in and out, but they're supposed to. And then this one has a stuck leg, so it does not go forward. So I will figure out how to fix that eventually, but those are stuck. But overall, articulation is decent. The head looks up good, the head looks down good, and the diaphragm joint is really great on this one. Okay, quick size comparison. So let's see. So these figures all stand approximately, and we'll use Guardian as the metric here. So it looks like they all stand around 8 inches tall, and that puts us at about, looks like about 21 centimeters. And all of those stand about the same height. So you can tell Guardian stands about the same height as Stalker back there, who stands almost the same height as Armored Lost. Armored Lost stands a little bit taller because of the biomask. And then Scout stands a little bit shorter than some of the others, and that is the same thing, just because of the biomask for the most part. But they're all in the same mold, so they're roughly all about that height. But overall, they look really great together. They fit in well. So, yeah, I think as far as size goes, great size. Okay, final thoughts on Battle Damage City Hunter. I think it's a great figure. I like using it even more as a prop than I do anything else. I like having the regular City Hunter to pose with the Lost Tribe, kind of like I have right there. I just think it looks cool. But I like using this one kind of as a prop just to kind of like, if I've got an action figure shot and I want to show like a dead predator, or in this one I had it kind of laying on the table, which looked really nice. But yeah, I think it's really cool. And I love the fact they did glow-in-the-dark blood. I think that's just something extra. Neca does such a good job at like having really good accessories and just going above and beyond on stuff, because I can tell they care about their fans, which I really appreciate. So I think this figure, they did a great job. Paint applications are great. The articulation is fine. Paint applications in general, and the skin, armor, etc. is just phenomenal. So yeah, I like it. I'd say as far as rating system, I will do a top 10 Predator list where I go through from my favorite to my least favorite out of the Lost Tribe. So top 10. I'd say this one is probably towards the back end in my opinion, just because, like I said, I use it more as a prop. But they did do some really great details on it, so it might surprise me once I actually put a list, kind of pen to paper to figure out that list. But Thank you all. I appreciate it. So feel free to like and subscribe, and I will continue to bring reviews, customizations, behind the shots, photography, etc. To you all. So we just passed 900 subscribers as of last week, so I appreciate that. Let's see if we can get to 1,000. And yeah, appreciate it. Thank you all so much, and I will see you in the next video.